All right. Welcome to Storyteller, where every episode is a new chapter of mystery, wonder, and the unexpected. I'm Courtney,
And I'm Teresa.
and do I have a story for you?
Ooh.
All right. We're on episode 5, y'all.
Woo!
Yeah.
I can't believe I made it this far.
It was touch and go tonight. She's sleepy girl.
I was on a Hobbit marathon.
It was hard to pry her away, but I'm very thankful that you. Yeah, I'm so happy. I didn't even know if we'd make it past the first episode. Like, I knew we would record the first episode, but I wasn't positive I'd get through editing without like crying and giving up. So this is a big deal.
I'm super glad you're the one that's in charge of that because I have been like,
I've had to learn
you either
some
get
new things.
raw, unedited footage or you get nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So, yeah, we're on 5 episodes, which we're very thankful for. And then also, I just checked our listens and we did hit 300 listens right before we started recording. So,
I was one of them.
thank you to everyone who listened.
Thank you
and
for all of your
commented.
support.
Thank you so much.
And all the kind words. And
It's
I
been
know.
wonderful. Yeah. So, and send us nice texts. Like, I've gotten a lot of texts from people, and that has been, it's just meant the world. So, yeah. On that cheery note, buckle up because I'm about to bring you down.
Yay. Do what you do best, girl.
Yeah. I know how to kill a vibe like nothing. So we're on our friendcation in Southwest Virginia, tucked deep in the Blue Ridge Mountains, a range that is part of the larger Appalachian Mountains. How do you say Appalachian? Appalachia.
I don't like that.
How do you say?
Appalachian.
Oh,
I'm one of those people. I'm an Appalachian girl.
Appalachian. I feel like I might get some letters for my pronunciation, but
No, I think if anything, I'll get the letters because I think most people like really go the Appalachian way,
okay.
and I actually know people that say it Appalachian.
Yeah, there is a podcast out there, and I wish I had the name of it, but basically it was Appalachia. I think is and to start their podcast out, they asked people to voice record if they lived in that area and voice record where they lived and how they said it. So basically, for like a month, 2 months, I don't know exactly. Their promotion for this was all the different pronunciations of that, and it was riveting. It was always on TikTok, and I'd be
I
like,
think more north, like the more
Okay.
north you go, then that's where you get the "ca" part, the Appalachia, or
Okay.
something like that.
that does it, yeah.
So it's something like the more north,
I was just
it gets
wondering.
really.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
say it weird. I say it weird. We all say it weird.
We're very much from Montana.
We're just gonna call it the Appies from now on. You hearing the Appies?
Anyways, so yeah, let me tell you, there's something different about being here. For starters, today we've had like gentle breezes and some misty rain. In Montana, it's snowing. There's a winter storm watch, so it's been different just with some weather, but also after being here time and a couple different times, I will say like the nights seem to fall faster. Like
Oh yeah.
it's so quick. And I hope we're recording outside, and I hope you can hear all the noises. Like, I don't feel like this is exactly what we experience in ours. So all the noises remind us that the forest around us is very alive. And when the fog starts rolling through the trees, it's easy to believe the stories people tell about these mountains. I thought all of this was perfect reason to dedicate our spooky series of episodes this October to the legends, haunts, and mysteries that live in and around this region.
The Wendigo.
So I'm starting this episode with like an intro to the intro, so y'all have some background on this area that we are working with here. So, and that's also why I thought, in a moment of questionable judgment, that it would be a great idea to record this as the sun's going down, at night from our deck, surrounded.
It's a big deck.
It's a very nice deck.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Surrounded with the very woods that inspired some of these tales. So They say that the Appalachian Mountains are old. 480 million years of wind, snow, and rain have shaped them long before the first dinosaur ever took its breath. So
It's kind of funny though, because they're hills. You guys, I'm so sorry.
there, if you're
We're
from Montana,
Montana.
yeah, we are like an hour from the Rocky Mountain front. So
These are hills.
yeah.
Like this is the Rocky Mountain front.
Yes. Yeah. I will say that they're smooth, little cute, soft mountain view. What they're working with now like was hard earned. They have been around for a long time. So but they're not exactly what we're used to. So
like mountains. So cute.
You're doing amazing, sweetie. Yeah, so these peaks were once as tall as the Himalayas. Towering above ancient oceans. Now they've been worn down by centuries, but don't mistake their quiet for weakness. The mountains have simply learned to whisper instead of roar.
Creepy. Gotta find my water for that one.
Blanketed in vast, endless forests, the Appalachians stretch for miles upon miles, green cathedrals of oak and pine where the light filters down in thin, holy ribbons. And in those woods, people sometimes disappear. No tracks, no signs, just gone. Many say the mountains have their own ways of keeping secrets. Hidden caves, spirit guardians, and places where reality itself...
I thought it added to the creepiness of it. Sorry.
No, it did. I was like, what's that?
When to go.
Hidden caves, spirit guardians, and places where reality itself folds like the fog around a ridgeline. When the sun rises and the valleys exhale, the mist rolls through like smoke. The old timers call it the veil. And when the mountains breathe like that, they say it's the spirit smoke, drifting between this world and the next. It's beautiful until you realize something might be watching you from inside it.
That was like going to my papa's house. My papa lived in Pound, Virginia, not too far away from here, about 3 hours or so. But just growing up in Montana, you see like the cloudy skies, and it's like it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
No, in Virginia, so I get like my sweatshirt on and some jeans come out. It's like intense heat, but it's just like that really white because it was a bunch of fog.
Yeah.
Just like really hot,
yes,
moist fog. There you go.
Moist.
That was for you.
It's nice. So life here flows in a different rhythm and with a different set of rules, which we've talked about a lot this week. Our time here. You never go into the woods alone at night. You never whistle after dark. And if you hear someone calling your name from the tree line,
nope.
No, you didn't.
They did not. You did not.
Always close your curtains once the sun goes down, because sometimes when the mist rolls close and the mountains breathe heavily, something might be looking back. There's a lot of TikTok videos about like when they forget to, I'm sure they're shock value and, but they still make them very scary. Like you're supposed to close your curtains at night. And I invited Teresa here where I have not one single curtain.
So I've never heard this before.
You haven't?
So now
you should get on TikTok.
Am I gonna be like putting towels and blankets up on the windows?
I never have.
Now?
I never have. I've never felt like I needed to. But when you watch those videos on TikTok about like closing your curtains in Appalachia, they get to you. Yeah, I mistakenly
that's
told.
It's a good thing I don't have TikTok.
Yeah,
So.
She's like 95.
I will not do the TikTok.
I'm not going to be on the
TikToks.
TikToks.
The Chinese government is trying to get my info, and I will not let them have it.
They will never know how I plan my meals out every week. You can't know my whereabouts.
That's what Pinterest is for, y'all.
There are stories buried in these ridges of crying babies that aren't babies. They're mimics that cry to lure travelers off the trail, and of creatures that glow, crawl, or sing in caves so deep that the sunlight never touches them. I learned researching for this that there are caves in Appalachia that, again, the sun never touches, and it results in species of things that are only here.
And they're like completely white and translucent.
Mm-hmm.
They're really weird and creepy.
Yeah. blind fish, luminescent worms, millipedes that belong to no known world but this one. I'm sorry about the millipedes. I know
Have you ever seen that movie, The Descent?
No. I haven't. I never watched
That's true. I bring up all these movies and you're like, no, you're weird. Why are you
I never
watching
said you were
these?
weird.
So this is actually a scary movie. This
Is
is
it?
before I stopped watching scary movies. And it's
Oh.
about a group of like female spelunkers that go spelunking
Oh,
down to
no.
like, I think it's in Tennessee,
Oh, God, of course it is.
Kentucky,
Okay.
something like that. One of the,
Yeah.
because there's a huge cave system in this area.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they like run into like these like humanoids that are, they don't have eyes. They eat. They're carnivorous. And yeah.
Of course they would thrive in that kind of area. Add it to the list. Things I need to watch. Yeah. The Appalachian Mountains hold more than just legends buried in their midst. They cradle entire towns steeped in this same uneasy blend of beauty and mystery. Down every winding road and tucked into every valley, there's a story waiting to be told. Some whispered, some still echoing through time. And just a short drive from where we are sitting now, in the heart of Abingdon, Virginia, stands one of the most storied and elegant survivors of the past, the Martha Washington Inn and Spa. Dun, dun, dun. Were you
Inn and
expecting?
Spa?
Yeah. Were you expecting that?
No. Is it still working?
Yep.
Can I go get a massage?
Yeah. I actually looked to see how much it was for us to stay there because I was like, oh, we should go stay there. So expensive. The Martha is popping off. She is beautiful.
I have my phone. I want to
We
look her
cannot.
up.
You get to afterwards. You're
Dang,
grounded. And just so you know, Abington is very close to, and I say Abington like Ton, but it is Don. And I apologize to everyone if you're from there. I have tried to change how I say it, and it's not working, but I will keep trying on that. But it's very close to Pound. Not super close, but a lot closer.
So how are you supposed to Abingdon?
Abingdon.
Abingdon?
Is how phonetically.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nothing's phonetic in
No,
the South.
no.
Several.
Yeah.
Phonetically, it would be Seaverville.
Yeah.
Several.
Several.
What? Got a bunch of letters on that one.
There's a Marysville on the other side of the Smoky Mountains, like some Sevierville, and I heard a lady from Sevierville say it, and she called it Marlville. I was like, Mayersville, and she's like Marlville.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say anything from down here, and I apologize about that, but I'm gonna do my best. So. Yeah, so our story is about the Martha Washington Inn and Spa.
Okay.
She's graceful, timeless, and according to a few brave souls who have stayed the night and talked afterwards, she's just a little bit restless.
Wait, so you wanted to tell me this story and then be like, let's go stay the night there?
I wanted us to stay there, and then when we started podcasting and I started talking, and you'd realize we were at the place we were talking about.
You are twisted.
Thank you.
Who raised you?
Brenda and Kenny. And neither one of them like this stuff, so I don't know how I got here. Yeah, her walls have seen history or centuries of history, love, loss, war, and everything in between. Like the mountains that surround her, the Martha keeps her secrets well. So tonight, as the fog starts to rise and the spirit smoke drifts over the ridges, we're heading down the road to Abingdon to uncover one of the Blue Ridge's most haunting tales, the story of the Martha Washington Inn and Spa, where history never really checks out.
I love that it's a spa. I'm really having a hard time with this one being spooky because you keep tossing in and spa.
And the spa.
I just want a good soak and a massage now.
What's your pool situation?
Yeah. Can I get a petty?
I think you could. Founded in 1778, Abingdon is steeped in history and charm. Its streets lined with stately brick federal and antebellum buildings that whisper of a prosperous past. And I did drive through Abingdon by accident. I get lost sometimes. And it was pitch black, and you could still like feel how cute this town was. Like, it's adorable, and it's old as hell. So
About how far away?
maybe an hour from Pound.
Okay.
I also don't know, again, little lost, so I don't know that I was taking the most quick route. But it was on that same trip where I discovered both of those. So,
Okay.
yeah. One of its crown jewels is the Martha Washington Inn, or simply the Martha, as locals affectionately call it. Since opening as a hotel in 1935, it has welcomed a parade of distinguished guests: Eleanor Roosevelt, President Harry Truman, Lady Bird Johnson, Jimmy Carter, and even Elizabeth Taylor.
Ooh. Love Elizabeth Taylor.
Fabulous. But the Martha wasn't always a hotel. Her story begins over a century earlier in 1832 when General Francis Preston built the grand red brick mansion for his wife, Sarah Buchanan Preston, and their 9 children. Every episode we've done. This is 5 episodes of us commenting on how many children is too many children. And they're 9 children. Ugh.
9's a lot.
Yeah.
Some people can handle it.
Yeah.
I
am
am not
one.
some people.
No, that's so many. I'd be so, yeah. Anyways. And it was constructed at the then princely sum of $15,000, or about $500,000 today.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were sitting well.
Ooh, it's already goes through spider webs. You see that?
God, that's a spider web. Y'all are welcome.
Want to make sure it didn't catch on fire.
The home was a perfect reflection of the Prestons' wealth and stature. Built in the elegant federal style, it stood tall and symmetrical around a wide central hall, its hipped roof sheltering 2 full stories over a raised basement. Each floor held 6 spacious rooms and a grand hallway. Probably not one single bathroom, because back then they didn't. They're like, go outside. We're super rich. Go outside. Do your business.
No, you have your little chamber pot.
Yeah.
And the maids would just empty.
I've never been a wealthy
by
person.
dumping it outside, but still.
But that ain't none of my business. Yeah. On the first floor, triple sash windows reached down to the floor, flooding the parlors with light that danced across 18-foot ceilings and richly decorated walls. The mansion was, in every sense, a monument to prestige. Francis Preston was no ordinary man. He was the grandson of Scot-Irish immigrant John Preston, co-founder of the Wood River Company, which in 1745 patented. There it is.
I'm not gonna help
We're
you.
back.
Sound it out.
Y'all know what I mean. Anyways, over 100,000 acres in the New River Valley, and the New River Valley is close to here. I don't know how to explain this other than saying big valley over there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful though. I remember the first time I drove through that and I was like,
Have we driven through it?
we haven't.
Okay.
So I had no idea how pretty it was. He was a graduate of William and Mary. Francis was a lawyer, a former member of the U.S. Congress, and later a brigadier general in the Virginia military. His wife, Sarah, came from equally remarkable lineage. Her father, General William Campbell, was the hero of the Revolutionary War's Battle of Kings Mountain, which was, everyone's really angry about that kind of stuff now. But anyways, I'm just giving you some background. Her stepfather was General William Russell, and her mother was none other than Elizabeth Henry, sister of fiery patriot Patrick Henry. He's the one that said, give me liberty or give me death.
Yeah.
And if you recall, we are currently in Patrick County, Virginia. And the county next to us is Henry County. Okay. And they are named after Patrick Henry.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I thought you said that her name was also Buchanan?
Yeah.
So
I wondered the same thing. I have no idea. The only thing I could think is that sometimes back in this, especially time period, boy or girl, you would kind of get named after like a mother's maiden name. So there's another story we'll cover someday, and it takes place in North Carolina, and one of the daughters was named Annie. Her mother's maiden name was Hill, so her middle name was Hill. So everyone called her Annie Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can
was more
think.
like a middle name?
Yes,
as opposed
but
to,
still,
okay.
her mother's maiden name was Elizabeth Henry, so I
Yeah.
don't know where the Buchanan came from. She could have been married prior, but I didn't see anything about that. So,
Okay.
But they're doing weird stuff with names. For a while there, they just named everybody Elizabeth, Mary, or Anne. Or Martha. Martha was popping off for a while there, yeah. So I don't know how she came by that, but that is what I had seen.
Okay.
So, yeah. Today, the original Preston home remains at the heart of the Martha Washington Inn. The family, and spa. The family's living room now serves as the hotel's grand lobby, and the sweeping staircase and the parlors still look much as they did in the 19th century. The Prestons held onto the property until 1858, when it was sold for $21,000 to the founders of the Martha Washington College, an all-women's institution. From a proud family estate to a place of learning for women in Southwest Virginia, the mansion was reborn. But, as with so many places in the South, peace didn't last long. The shadow of the Civil War soon crept across this land, and with it came blood, loss, and transformation. There she goes. I've never asked your stance on like haunted places.
No, okay. I thought you were like saying political or something. Like, no, we don't do that shit.
No, and you don't have to like, I just. Do you think there's any reality to like haunted places or things tied to a specific location?
I want to be a naysayer and say no, that I really don't believe that, but then I get so scared easily. I really just think it's like mind over matter.
Okay.
To tell you honestly.
Yeah.
Like I would be a person that would go to a haunted like, place and just be like, oh yeah, it's absolutely fucking haunted. Because that's what my mind wants to think.
Okay. So you're like,
but I really don't think. No, I
okay.
Think we just
so you're an against your will believer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to participate in any of this, but my brain is like,
it's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
I do. It's one of those mind over matter things to me.
Okay.
But I'm also really easily spooked, so I'm like, what? So my mind thinks it matters.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I do firmly believe, or maybe that's not the right way to say it. I would not be surprised, like with any of these old buildings that have been around forever, where a ton of people have not only passed through, but a ton of people have perished or gone through horrific things, like we talked about in the Montana State Orphanage. Like those, there's one whole show dedicated to haunted places, but haunted places because the people that were in there who had died had felt terror, real terror.
Yeah,
so
there was like some sort of trauma that like when they passed away, it like drew them back to that.
So, and it, for me, I always think like, how can so much go on in a place and not leave a mark? Especially when I'm always like, the vibes are off. Like, I believe that there's some energy things that can stick to places.
And do you think that's just a place in itself, or do you think it can contribute to an object also? So if you remove said object from a place, do you think you also bring that haunting with you?
I guess I wouldn't be surprised. That's a terrible stance. My stance is I have no stance. No, I haven't given a lot of thought to the objects thing, especially like when they always bring up that Annabelle doll and stuff. I'm like, you guys are fucking with us. There's no way, and stuff.
And didn't just like that Matt Rife or whatever, didn't he just buy it?
Yeah. Well, one of the guys who was in possession of it like died, like a healthy 46-year-old or something. Yeah.
Like just recently?
Yeah, like in the last couple months or something. Yeah. So like there was no reason for him to die, I think. Yeah. So maybe with the objects. So, but I definitely feel like I don't understand how these places can't go through everything and not have some sort of something stay behind, I guess.
But also, I guess that like begs the question, like, what do you believe as far as afterlife goes then? Like,
I don't know. I go back and forth because I really want the afterlife to be like ghosts. If anyone can arrange that. I don't know. I'm looking at you guys.
So you don't want to be sucked off right away. You want to be able to
I do not want to go. I don't want to get sucked off or go down on you guys. But I mean, like, if I had to be like, because I'm not super religious. I don't, so I don't really, that's a whole nother, we could do a whole episode on that. But I do think a lot about the energy and things that are, so I always know, like, if there is something on the other side and I can get back to like bug people, like, I'm there. I am like signing up. I'm gonna be like, ooh.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, like I'm there. So I don't really have a concrete thing. I guess I'm just waiting to be surprised. But
Okay, see, I'm kind of reincarnation, but not necessarily reincarnation.
okay,
Like I do believe that we're just a lot of energy,
yeah,
and our energy goes back into recreating. Like yes, to
yes,
something, not necessarily
okay,
like oh you're gonna be another person or but like just to,
yeah,
like just the energy that the earth itself puts out.
yes. See, and I kind of something similar to that because I definitely adhere to the for so much energy, we can't just disappear. I guess
Mm-hmm.
there's a much more eloquent way to say that, I'm sure, but that's kind of like how I view things. And then, especially with this and in houses, if something's so traumatic during your lifetime, that energy might onto something. So I
Okay.
guess it could be an object too. I haven't thought a lot about objects, so that was a great question. So yeah, these are buildings that have felt suffering. They have absorbed pain, terror, and loss. Like I believe that. And some souls were hurt here, others terrified, and some were torn from the world entirely. That what's left behind digs its claws in and refuses to go. And that, of course, is the case with the Martha. We weren't just doing an advertisement.
That'd be sweet though if she sponsored us.
Oh my God, we'd love to stay if anyone.
Yeah,
Well, I would, and I don't know.
I like a massage and pedicure. I don't even have to stay.
We'll drug her to sleep. She's fine. Uh, when the Civil War broke out, everything changed, both for the building and those who were within it. So it was a women's college. It's just all these ladies. Um, the war between the states left its mark in blood and memory. I have to tell you a story here because the title, "The War Between the States," like makes me chuckle because why was everyone so fucking wordy? Why use one word when you can use 16? But so when I was writing this, I was thinking of the story. So my little brother Max, went to Alabama to do grad school, and his girlfriend, shout out Britain, came with him. And so they're living in Alabama. Both of them born and raised in Montana and everything. I'm just giving everyone your personal information. You probably won't have their social security numbers.
Yes. Stay tuned for their social security number.
Address and bank route. Yeah, no, sorry, you guys. I'm sorry if you're not okay with me using your names. I won't do it again.
Those aren't their real names, though.
That's right. Yeah,
that was an alias that she just came up off the top of her head.
Yeah. What's up? So they moved out to Alabama, and Britain's grandmother sent the most grandmother text ever. So, the artist formerly known as Britain sent me a screenshot of this text, and essentially, like the text conversation was the grandma, who she does live in Canada. I don't know if this plays into or what you guys are saying about us, but I think she lives in Canada. I'm pretty sure. She sends this text essentially saying how surprised she is that two of her grandchildren are living in the South because Britain's brother was in Tennessee at the time.
Okay.
And so she's like, I can't believe, two of these grandkids are in the South. And then she follows it up by expressing her extreme desire that she hasn't, achieved yet, but she always wanted to visit the Confederate South.
No, that is a thing. Though.
Is it? I've never heard that.
So there's a lot of people like especially like European nations and stuff that
really?
they consider the South. If you ask them what is the South, like they add like Texas and Arizona and Nevada and all.
Really?
They consider that the South too.
Really?
So
well,
when
because
people
those states
say,
were like forming at the time of the Civil War, and each state was like getting their statehood kind of based on like, well, how are you voting? Like, what do you want slavery or no?
But that's so that's why people there think anything like South are just all the southern states.
Okay.
In different countries and stuff. So Canada's probably the same way. So
oh my God.
Like they refer to it as the Confederate South.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all the South that we know, minus Florida, because Florida, even though it's like the furthest south than any of these states, it's not in the South. Florida, I'm sorry, you're not the South.
I don't know what we're calling it.
Yeah, you are your own thing.
Yeah.
And you do it very well.
That's so funny. That's so funny you had heard that before, because I remember Britton telling us that story like when it kind of first happened or close to it. And I was just rolling. So when I was writing this, I had to be like, what did she say? Did she call it the Confederacy? And she's like, oh, no.
No, it's the Confederate. Yes, because people in other nations, they consider any state in the South the South.
Okay.
Whereas we are there's
Yes.
certain states that are the South to us.
There's like deep South, I think is how, like Georgia and, like South Carolina, Alabama, probably Mississippi, I'd consider deep South. All of those. Again, Florida.
No, you just do your own thing. You're
Yeah.
not even South. I don't know.
I don't even know. And
It's weird.
yeah. And
How we
then,
grew up like knowing that, and like that was like the thing to us.
yes. So anyways, yeah. So it was just so far. I was like, can I please tell that story? And she's like, I got you. Here's receipts. I love you, girl.
Yeah, so.
But it just cracked me up. I was like, Grandma, nobody's calling it that. But I guess
No.
some people are. Yeah, I didn't know.
Are.
So
Just not people in the United States, but other people are.
wild times. Okay. So anyways, this genteel college in the Confederate South, due to the war between the states, suddenly became something very different. The young women who had come here to learn music, language, fine arts were abruptly transformed into nurses. And elegant lawns became training grounds for the Washington Mounted Rifles.
I knew that was a big thing, like in the Civil War. Like they could
Yeah.
just go into your home and be like, "We need your home."
Yeah. Like Butte, Montana. If you don't know anything about Butte, it's really cool. But they the mining there was like, we own everything 6 feet under. We don't care if your house is on it. And it seems like it was kind of the situation
if we
here.
see a vein of copper underneath your house, then it's ours.
Yeah. So Abingdon found itself caught between skirmishes, Union and Confederate troops clashing in and around the town. The college itself was turned into a makeshift hospital, which seems to happen. There's a lot of stories from the South that are like, oh, that place is hella haunted because it was a hospital. There's one in Savannah that's really haunted, I guess, because of the hospital situation, where soldiers from both sides, Confederate and Yankee alike, fought not against each other, but for their lives. It's almost impossible to imagine. Just weeks earlier, these same schoolgirls who had been studying bookkeeping and shorthand, English and history, French and German, fine arts and home economics, mathematics and science, even Latin and Spanish, music had filled the halls, piano, violin, and the echoes of young voices learning harmony. Then, almost overnight, those same hands that had once held pens and sheet music were tending to shattered limbs and dying men. Just for 1 second, think about that happening in your life. Like last week, I was learning tablescaping.
I'd be like, I throw up at the sight of blood. I'm so sorry.
I know. I'd be like, I'm kind of squeamish.
What is that bug?
What
The South has weird bugs, you guys.
Half this episode's gonna.
Do you see on that little? Is it just a cricket crawling on that little?
I honestly don't see it.
You don't see? Oh God, he's coming. He's going up high.
Okay, just let me know if he makes a nest in my hair.
It's Mothman.
He's like, I heard your episode. What's up, girls?
I came to say hi.
Yeah. So yeah, can you imagine last week you were like, I was learning Latin and how to set a table, and now this week they're like, you're in charge of keeping this guy whose body has been blown in half alive.
Now you're like cutting off limbs and who knows what else, and
with groundbreaking technology too. They're like, here's a saw.
There's probably so much gangrene and just
awful. So so these girls went from being, and I'm sure they were from like good families and everything, going to college, going to college, and then they went from just a world of privilege to you're gonna be taking care of these dying people. So
they had the choice.
I don't know. I never saw anything about that. I would think, though.
I'm just going to head on home.
I think if your parents were, like, influential enough, like, nailed it, kind of, they could be like, we're going to bring her back. So the war's most consistent export was pain. Wounded bodies, broken spirits, and loss beyond measure. And some say that kind of suffering doesn't just vanish when the war ends. It seeps into the walls. It lingers in the air. And in the case of the Martha Washington Inn and Spa, it still hasn't left. I'm sorry. That was supposed to be really creepy. That like,
You're killing me. I didn't take this one seriously.
So a lot of people say when they're suffering like that and it soaks into the walls during the war, it doesn't fade with time. It lingers, it whispers, and it reaches out when the night grows quiet enough for us to listen. And that's when we start to hear stories like this one. A wounded Union soldier, a goddamn Yankee,
Damn.
And I'm
You
saying
know,
that.
you keep saying I'm going to say the stuff that gets us canceled. And you pop off with shit like that.
I put a disclaimer in here because I was like, explain yourself, asshole. I'm saying that one, as someone who grew in the West and I don't give a fuck. And two, as someone whose bestie is a Passioners Mariners fan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, where's my hat?
Go Mariners! Was captured near the Martha and brought to room 403 to recover. Assigned to care for him was a young nurse named Beth. Captain John Stoves was badly injured, but Beth tended to him with gentle devotion, changing his bandages, sitting by his side, and sometimes, when the nights grew long, playing her violin to soothe his pain.
Oh,
Beth, you sweetie.
that's very sweet. Those music lessons paid off.
Yeah.
She actually sounds like some of that would have stayed.
Yeah.
Like you had given. She seems very caring.
I wonder
Just a
just
little
that
bit, just
like
like,
maternal, and some people were like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. So over time, something unexpected bloomed between them. Amidst the chaos and carnage of war, Beth and her patient fell in love. Their story, the story of their final moments, was once described in the Virginian Pilot. A newspaper printed this that I'm about to read you. Back then, wounded soldiers didn't just die, especially not those who had fallen in love with their nurses. They made a scene.
Wait, the paper wrote that?
Yes.
Okay.
Created a legend that would be remembered forever. Then they died. Even Yankees knew that. So before the captain went off to the big muster in the sky, he called out, "Play something, Beth. I'm going."
Oh.
And only then, after Beth had dutifully picked up her violin and begun to play, did he die. Beth, seizing the moment as a screen heroine would have done if movies had been invented, said to the attending physician, "He has been pardoned, sir, by an officer higher than General Lee. Captain Stoves is dead." End scene.
So he didn't have a violent death, so it seemed like he should just be able to
Yeah.
pass peacefully and go wherever anyone thinks they belong.
Go, yeah. Well, a few weeks later, Beth died. Some say from typhoid fever, others whisper that it was from a broken heart. But she and her captain are both buried in the Green Springs Cemetery just down the road. But Beth, not from here, from the Martha, sorry to clarify that. But Beth, it seems, has truly never left the Martha. On clear nights when the moonlight spills across the fourth floor, guests and staff alike claim to hear faint violin music drifting through the halls near room 403. Some have even reported seeing her ghostly outline, a calm, kind, and watching over them with the same gentle presence she once gave to her patients. Beth isn't one of the scary ones. In fact, she's said to be a protector, a guardian spirit of the Martha. Guests have awakened to the sensation of invisible hands tucking them in,
Oh,
which is really sweet, but
That
I still would be
is.
like,
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah.
Can you give me a cup of hot chocolate, girl?
as though ensuring their safety through the night. Others have felt a cool, peaceful breeze sweep through their rooms, bringing an overwhelming sense of calm. One story tells of a guest who fell gravely ill during the night. Half conscious and terrified, they felt someone sit beside them, a presence radiating warmth and reassurance. When help finally did arrive, no one else had entered the room. The guest swore it was Beth, still tending to the sick as she had done over a century ago. She's a sweet girl.
I like that.
Beth, sweetie. But Beth is only one of the love stories and tragedies written into the Martha's wall. Another tells of a college girl who had fell in love with one of the Confederate soldiers. Before leaving on a dangerous mission to deliver intelligence to General Robert E. Lee, the young soldier snuck in beneath the inn through its underground tunnels. We'll circle back to that. To say goodbye to his sweetheart. But two Union soldiers were waiting, and I say again, God damn you.
Fucking Yankees.
They opened fire, and the young man collapsed at his lover's feet, his blood mixing with the smoke and the unsaid words between them. They say his blood stain still reappears. So he's not haunting, his blood stain is haunting. It doesn't matter how many times it's been cleaned or covered even. They've replaced the carpet. I mean, this was the Civil War. This eternal reminder of the goodbye he never got to say keeps popping up. It's constantly.
Man, I gotta see that. I got it. It's
Sponsor
probably
us. Let us stay the night.
yeah.
So
Is it instant or is it like take a few months? Like,
I
do we
don't know. I
know?
didn't see anything explaining. I don't know if it just pops up like when he gets bored or so.
And then once it pops back up, is it just always there?
It
Or
seems
does
like
it
they can't
disappear
get it
again?
out. Yeah. So
Yeah, see that's what I'm doubtful, right? Like
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
that isn't my favorite, but I'm like, oh my God, that's a great story.
That
So, and then there's my personal favorite, the ghost horse. Many
horse.
horse.
Horse. Oh, okay.
Not horse.
Like,
It's not a
what
brothel
kind of college was
situation.
this?
Sometimes there are brothel situations, but this isn't one of them.
Okay.
Horse. Many guests have reported seeing a horse roaming the grounds south of the Martha. No rider, no sounds of hooves, just a flicker of movement in the moonlight. The story goes that in 1864, during an attack on the Union troops in Abingdon, a soldier was shot and brought to the Martha for treatment. His horse was tied outside on the lawn, waiting patiently. When the soldier died at midnight, the horse stood alert all night, refusing to move. By morning, it was gone, vanished without a trace. To this day, some say they see the same spectral horse wandering the property, still searching for its fallen rider.
I like that. I like
Sweet.
these ones.
Everyone's really sweet at the Martha, except for the bloodstain thing. That's fucking rude.
That's still just.
It's a sweet, yeah, like he
Yeah.
was sneaking in. And that story, I like that story because, like, if he was running intelligence for, like, the general and he was like, hold up.
Yeah, I need to go see my girl.
Yeah, like, okay. So finally we have to talk about the Martha's basement and the tunnels beneath her.
I'm guessing for the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, so it is said during that during the war, enslaved people were hidden there. Although I couldn't find like how long or what the circumstances were, like why they were being held under there. It's lost to time or ignored, as typical as stories of if this is a story of mistreatment. And I think it is because if one of them died, their remains weren't even given a grave. Instead, like so many atrocities
Atta girl.
of that era,
Sound it out.
their bones were buried into the walls.
Okay.
And according to many, they're still there today.
But did they do that because they couldn't risk being like revealing?
Yeah, it wasn't explained. Again, they were like, yeah, that might, but it sounds like bones have been found in those walls. So we don't, with these kind of things and stuff, you can't like really pinpoint all the origins, but it's like a lot of times they were covering that kind of stuff up. So why is this the prevalent story? So I tend to believe maybe that's why, but I don't know why they weren't burying them in graves. So, the tunnels are rumored to connect the Martha to the Barter Theater across the street, which is also a super cute building. It's like almost like a like a little German chalet kind of look. It's not exactly. It was really cute. Performers staying at the inn in the 1930s and 40s claimed to feel an unseen presence in the passageway, something cold, angry, and watching.
Okay.
Some of them said that they were even scratched by invisible hands while walking through.
Oh. I could just not be walking through.
Yeah.
Say thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I'm dead.
I'll take the long cut.
Long cut. TM. So maybe it's a spirit of a restless soldier, and maybe it's something darker. But personally, I hope it's one of those enslaved souls buried in those walls, rising up and making their presence known. Because if someone ever walled my bones into like a basement like that, you better believe I would spend all eternity making sure people found out.
Like
I would be
am here.
the biggest bitch about it. So,
If they found your bones and like finally buried you, think you'd be at rest then? You could just.
I'd like to think so. Yeah, because that's always like when I read true crime and everything, and it's awful when every one of those stories, somebody gets murdered. But I do feel completely different about the ones where people are found immediately versus a ungodly amount of time, like 20 years later, and the parents have to go through that. So I would think, again, that energy tying through there, I think there's something to that, like actually resting in peace. So, yeah. Those are the most well-known stories of the Martha, but there are experiences reported by guests and staff that go far beyond them. If you Google the Martha, another website comes up, and it kind of makes you seem like you're going to the Martha's website, but it's basically like, submit your story about the Martha here. Haunting stories, and I was like,
Tell me all your scary shit.
yeah, I was like, is this on their website? Where am I? Like, I was so confused. And I was like, no, I pressed on the wrong thing. But I was like, that's nice that they're like logging these. Yeah, the experiences reported by guests and staff go far beyond just the most well-known stories. There's been visions of wounded Confederate and Union soldiers, and they're said to linger, pacing downstairs parlors or wandering the gardens under the pale moonlight. On some nights, visitors have seen uniformed figures reflected in old mirrors or heard faint cries echoing through the halls during restless sleep. Cold spots are sometimes form on stairwells, and a sharp tang of iron drifts through the air, a ghostly reminder of long ago injuries. And then there's a giggling child, a spirit of lighter mischief. She slams doors.
We have our own giggling children.
If you can hear that, it's our I don't know what they're doing.
Noises.
Yeah, she slams doors, she hides keys, and she darts past startled guests near the stairs. Trinkets appear in odd places, and sometimes soft piano notes playing seemingly on their own. Though unseen, her playful presence has become oddly comforting to the staff, many of whom have felt her watching over the inn for years, part of the mansion's living history and part of its haunting charm.
I mean, honestly, as far as hauntings go, like this place seems okay.
Yeah,
Like you have a
pretty
nurse looking
vanilla.
over you,
Yeah.
a horse in the pasture.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, other than the passageway, but like I said, just don't take the passageway.
Yeah, you have ways around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mentioning earlier, one of the hotels in Savannah is supposed to be super haunted because it was a
Brothel.
no.
Oh.
This isn't a brothel moment.
Okay.
It had been a hospital during the Civil War, and one of the stories, because we took a ghost tour in Savannah, one of the stories was like a guy had to have like his leg cut off, as they do. Mm-hmm. And now he haunts by like pulling back your covers and trying to like cut off your leg. People are like, bro, no.
My leg.
Yeah, and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm like, okay, the Martha seems pretty like mild compared to the Savannah shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was bad all around, but I think there was a lot more concentration of like battles and stuff kind of at that area. So, they were everywhere, but yeah. So, the Martha Washington Inn is far more than velvet drapes and southern charm. Its walls have absorbed centuries of love, loss, and longing, echoes that refuse to fade. A soldier's last breath carried on violin strings, a horse wandering eternally in search of its fallen rider, and the laughter of a child who never grew old, and the whispers crawling through the tunnels where the dead were sealed into stone. These aren't just stories meant to frighten travelers. They are memories etched into every fabric of the building, played on repeat by the inn itself night after night. And if you should find yourself checking into the Martha, ask for room 403 and listen closely. Sometimes the soft strains of violin aren't just music. They're Beth, still watching over her captain and maybe watching over you.
Yeah, tell them that we sent you.
Yeah. Put a bug in their ear. Sleep well if you can, because at the Martha, the night is never truly empty. And that is the story of the Martha.
I'm okay with the Martha.
Yeah,
Even after hearing that, I would still go there.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
I'd be real pissed if the little girl hid my keys out. Like, I'm just like, come on, man.
You
like,
leave me
I gotta
trinket.
go.
Yeah, so.
Like, just leave me a cool trinket. Don't steal my keys.
Yeah, don't be rude. Yeah, so that's the end of our first episode of the spooky series that we'll be diving into haunted tales and eerie legends from in and around the Appalachian region. Next time, we'll explore more of the mist-shrouded mountains, uncovering stories that have lingered through time and generations. And
the Wendigo. Wait, did you hear that? I think someone's calling your name.
I think someone's calling your name.
The Mariners game. Get ready to start eventually. I don't know what time it is.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
And as always, follow us on social media, share with your friends, force them to listen. We'd really appreciate it.
Very much so.
We're funny.
Like some of the funniest people I think that
I think
know.
so, yeah. We're also narcissists.
We're super humble.
Humble queens. Good night.